Hello, hello, hello. This is a Schmudgeon of Curmudgeon. I am Bill Adams, a bearded curmudgeon. This way, oh, I got it this way, is Mr. Dewey Conway,
Wait, no.
my
Hello.
cur Smudgeon. So you
I'm a
changed
Chris.
your name today. And
Yeah.
today we are with our good friend, Miss Laura Huie. Laura, say hello to everybody out there.
Welcome.
Thank you for joining us today. We're going to have some fun here. It looks like we got some people already here. Let's say hi real quick to, Mr. Roberti. What's going on? Wait, what is this? What is this?
That's me. Sorry.
Time difference. Oh, see, we always joke with Mike. He's on Eastern time zone. And whenever I say, hey, it's, going to be 8 p.m. CST, he's like, what time is that in Eastern? So we finally learned how to do it today. Good job, Mike.
I mean, the YouTube link also adjusts automatically to the zone you're in.
Well, Mike is our guy. We just make fun of him. Alex, how are you doing? Good to see you. Oh, hey, Pete's here.
Pete,
Hey,
hey,
Pete.
Pete.
How you doing? You hanging in there, buddy?
I hope so.
All right. Oh, Mike. Okay, we are proud of you very much as well. So, okay. So, Laura, I don't know if you've ever seen our show. I'll let Dewey introduce our opening shtick that we do. So, Dewey, take it away.
What is that? What do we do? Oh, that's right. We are at Schmudgeon of Curmudgeon. We open our shows with a rating of our current curmudgeonness. So we have a scale for this. And so I'm going to share my screen, and we together will let everybody know exactly how we feel for the day. So let me pull it up.
Yeah, we're dorks, as you can see.
Oh no, this is kindness. It warns people ahead of time. So here's our curmudgeon scale. I created a little pog for you.
I love it. Thank you.
You're well versed. You know what a pog is. You're. I don't want to say you're old because we're old, but you're old enough to know what pogs are. Because some of people we've had on had no idea what pogs are. Do you remember pogs?
I will be honest. I throw the term, but I actually don't know the abbreviation means for.
Okay.
I'm not the best on TV shows reference stuff.
Well, yeah, pogs are just little collectible coin toys.
Oh,
from the 90s.
Yeah, from the 90s, and we used it the other day with one of our other author friends, and he had zero idea. I think he might have been trolling me.
Yeah, he might have been trolling, but
okay.
he didn't know what they were.
No, I don't think he knew what they were.
It's generally when you praise someone, saying like you're the best equivalent. So what I thought. So no, I'm way off.
Now we were really cool in the 90s, and they're called pogs. They were basically like this big. They had pictures on them, and you would stack them up and play against each other, and you had to like slam a bigger pog, heavier pog, and try to flip the pogs over, and you would get the stuff. And then we did it in school, and we'd always get kicked out of school. Like they'd always ban them in school and stuff like that. Yeah, slammers is what they were called, Mike. Thank you. But
well, so we also have on our scale here, and I get the sense you know what a curmudgeon is, like definition wise, but we do have some folks that visit us that don't know what the word means. And so I do have a definition just in case. Hey, Mike. So I guess I usually start out, or Bill starts out, but you know what? Well, maybe we can let you start if you'd like. So zero, or I can let one of us to model it for you if you want to see, because zero is like, yeah, I'm pretty good. And then 10 is, of course, I'm done with everybody and I don't want to see anyone. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to be around anyone.
Take my pogs and go home.
Take my
Go
pogs.
back to my hobbit hole.
Yeah. Okay, thanks for coming.
Exactly. So if you know that scale, we can let you start. We're like, how are you feeling today?
I'm gonna go with a 3.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I'm getting caught up on editing. It feels nice. It's not tomorrow's chapter that's due. Now it's Fridays.
Okay, fair, very fair.
That's good. That's
I
good.
also
So,
had cake, so I'm in a
Ooh.
good mood.
What's up, Nick?
all right, Bill, where are you?
I'm gonna go an 8.
Oh,
I actually had to go into the office today. It was not good. My oldest has scarlet fever, which I didn't know still existed. I thought we got rid of that when the Oregon Trail was like done.
it's such a strange thing. Scarlet fever is like, oh my gosh, where are we in the wilds of the Amazon? What are we doing
Right?
here? It's
Right? Like I'm worried we're gonna get the Black Death coming next week. Like that's coming back. I don't know.
oh no. Well, and I'm surprised you're that low. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Well, I'm kind of tired though too. So it's fair.
and I'm in a fairly good mood. I'm gonna put myself at a 7.5.
Ooh.
7-ish. Yeah, I'm in a pretty good mood, but it could change like that. So those in the chat, behave yourself, please.
Dave. We should have had Dave come on today too. He's in a mood.
Oh. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, so I'm glad you're at a 3. That's gonna make us in a good mood. I'm gonna leave this up though, because sometimes during the course of the conversation it can go down or it can go up. Depending on I suspect with you it'll go down because we'll probably talk about some great things. But if someone's trolling me, it tends to go up.
Yeah. Well, Dave is in the chat, so it probably will go up.
Oh yeah.
Do it,
Yeah.
Dave. Make it ask those questions.
Oh my goodness. Well, Laura, we have you here because you're not only an awesome, incredible person, but you're the author of three indie books, and we wanted to help feature that with you. I'm gonna pull up one that I just love this cover. So tell us all about your books. Tell us about yourself.
Okay. So that book, I adore it and I love it, and I do laugh at how much attention it gets. It's the one I had to write within 4 months, edit and everything, from creation and all, and it's the one that's most adored. Now, maybe because I do to try to give myself a realistic goal of not
Wow.
trying to do 120,000 words in 4 months, but went for 20,000, and
Oh
it's
wow.
Well, wasn't
42
this one? Sorry, wasn't this one of like a
derby.
prompt you were doing, or like a writing
Mhm.
goal thing that you were in, like a group or something? Is that what that was?
Yes, Puppy was actually part of it too. It's called Ink Fort Derby. They gave me the author name, C.D. Hook, and the Sunset Sovereign. I picked the cover out of a bunch of different ones and asked my husband, "Hey, was there a cover you liked by chance while I'm voting for this? I'll make it my number 2." My number 1 actually is one that Poppy got, and I love that she got it. She wrote an incredible story, and I got my husband's number 2 pick, so it wasn't the one I had a story idea for. I had to figure out a story on this, and I'm working on it, trying to come up with the concept, got it going, and then I was in Spiffo that year. Not 2024, 2023, actually, with my other book, The Unchosen. And I was collecting all the ratings of all the books that were in it that year. I came across a title of a book called The Sunset Sovereign. And I was like, I need to change titles. And they told me they physically could not because they would have to buy the art again. It was something the artist gave them. And it
Was it
stuck
already
at
on the
that.
cover there? The title then?
Yes. So they were like, we could add a subtitle. That's about it. And we'll have to figure out how to
Oh.
change it. And I was looking at what I had written, what was the story kind of doing, because I like this idea of a dragon fostering a village and then watching that village change and just keep repeating the same mistakes. Because he sees time repeat over and over in our short lives, but he's got a long life, and I kind of like that concept. So I was like, well, what if we told the story about why the dragon attacked? And that's how I came up with A Dragon's Memoir as the subtitle or part of it. So yeah.
That's such an interesting concept. The idea of a memoir told from a dragon's perspective. And would you this is a standalone, right? So it's a
Yes.
standalone novel.
For now.
It's not your first novel though, so we're going to get to that here in a second. But you're saying that you wrote this in 4 months? That's impressive.
Yes.
Oh
So
my goodness.
I was at a wedding Memorial weekend, and they gave me the book cover, so end of May. And then I had to give it to ARC readers by the beginning of September.
Wow.
So it was a bonkers speed. I put it on Royal Road to try to get beta feedback, and they were insanely receptive to this story. And yeah, it's always nerve-wracking when you're talking about family kind of situation or personal stuff, because it gets personal.
Mm-hmm.
There is very few people who will be like, oh, I've never dealt with a family situation. Very few out there. And then this one was talking about how it's time to let go. And it's not just from the parent, it's from the kid's argument, and how looking back from the dragon's eyes, how things were done, why he did things. And then from the heroine's point of view, Cecil's, why they saw it differently. Now, there's also another reason why that happened, but it was showing how there's two sides to history always, and things change.
Yeah, I remember when we were talking, in DM about like the parent-child relationship of the story as I was reading the story, and yeah, that was just really cool because it's just something different. Like you don't see that very often, and it was just really cool. Like for Dewey, or for anybody who hasn't read it yet, there's the present plot line where the heroine and the dragon are talking, and then they go back into what happens in the past of like while the dragon was raising this town. So it was a really cool 2 timeline concept, and I thought I love this book. Like I really did love this book quite a bit.
Did you find my circle idea silly for the map? That was the only way I could think of how to show the city was getting bigger, that they were just becoming a giant target.
Yep.
That was the only way. I was like, they have rings and it's just getting bigger. Give you an idea.
That's awesome. And a dragon, of course, and a target city. But the dragon protects the city in this case, right? And the dragon's name is Vikandi?
Yeah, Vikandi
right?
Feraldi. It's Icelandic for watchful guardian, actually. Watchful parent.
Oh, wow.
So,
how cool is that? Would you categorize it as, I mean, it's fantasy, obviously, but like there's like a gazillion categories of fantasy now. Is this more like a cozy storytelling?
Some people called it cozy because it's just sitting around telling a story, and you know the result. Actually, everything in the beginning. There is no surprise of what's to come, but it does deal with accepting death. It does deal with a war, and it does deal with rage.
And there's a lot of action in it. Quite a bit of like actual death.
Yes, there is. Yeah, I love my cat scene. What are you talking about?
Nothing.
No spoilers.
I'm not going to spoil anything, Dewey.
Okay, I'm just saying. All right, I love the artwork. Usually when we get on, we look at the books, the cover. We talk about the book, but that cover, is what's going to draw a person in, immediately. Can you tell us who is the artist?
We'll get there, Mike.
Like what? Like did you commission an artist? How did that all work?
This was not commissioned. It was assigned to me, but I was told I could reach out to the artist and get the original stock image and everything. Their name was Wormtail.
I get it. Okay, yeah. Okay.
And yeah, you can find that image. It's it's way up there. Darn it. It's a picture I have framed up there. I'm not getting it down. It's just that without the typography in there. And then the person who did my typography on the outside just did an incredible job giving it the sunset effect. So it adds that additional layer too.
Very cool.
And that continues in the paperback. Also, the sunlight travels across the mountains until the end because the story takes place in one day.
Yeah, I wish I had the physical, but it's in. My daughter took over my master bedroom, so I can't access my books. But yeah, at the bottom.
Yeah. So it changes with time.
I'm gonna make you bigger.
But yeah.
Oh.
So it gets lighter and darker till the end.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really cool on the inside, Dewey.
That's a great idea.
Hardback's upgraded version of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
So I'm all excited about that. There's like additional art of there. But yeah,
That's-
so that project's been watching it grow and learning. That was the big thing for me when writing this one in 4 months, was learning how to market.
Yeah.
And that was, I mean, Dragon, I use the word cozy because I like T. Kingfisher. She was actually my first step into cozy. But I will also say this, Defensive Guide to Baking, Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking is not cozy. But I see where people came from on that. And I really like T. Kingfisher with there and Ursula Le Guin, and those were definitely heavy influencers.
Well, I just remember Mike Bowman calling it cozy fantasy, and I was like, all right, that's what it's going to be.
Yes.
Mike calls it that, so he knows what's up. Maybe.
Yes, he does.
Before we get to the next books, bring up the questions.
Yeah, I got the questions. They're coming.
We got questions, and these are fun questions. They're supposed to be fun questions.
Yeah. So caveat, they're supposed to be fun. So
Thanks for joining, Mike.
If they're not, pretend they are. Okay, so this is how it works. We have a spinner here. You have 6 questions. I'm going to spin the wheel, and it lands on a number, and that's the question we're gonna ask you.
Perfect.
Hopefully, we can get to all of them. We might not be able to, but you see a little dragon there. So the dragon, if it lands on that means that you get to ask us a question of your choice.
Good.
Any question you want.
Any question?
I actually have 3. I came ready.
Oh boy. Okay. All right. So let's spin no whammies. No.
And it's gonna land on it right away. No.
No. There we go. Number 4. Okay. So I'll remove number 4. Here we go. If the zombie apocalypse happened today, what would your weapon of choice be, and would you survive?
This is going to be disturbing. My weapon of choice would be using like sense of smell, kind of to tear off the zombie. So I would go find everything rotted as possible and put it around the house. Go to the fence. I'd be safe, and I have the best fertilizer around.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean
that's a very unique approach.
Wasn't expecting that answer.
I have gone to shooting ranges, and I would not survive if I had a shotgun or anything.
I feel like you've been thinking about this question for far too long. So you're
It's been
prepared.
asked multiple times.
You're
And,
prepared.
I do have endurance, but do I have the strength to wield a sword against like a full body human to cut through it? No, I swing a sword in my basement against cardboard, and I don't always cut. Like, you think I could do bone?
Well, I mean, really, you just kind of have to hit them. I mean, just a little hard enough. But,
Okay, then a
I
baseball
guess,
bat's my best guess. I have those.
So that's a great answer. One I wasn't expecting. I'm a little shocked.
Yeah, you.
So I will say that I chose some GIFs here. These are crocheted. Everything is crocheted. I
Thank
understand that you like to crochet.
I do.
So I found a series of GIFs that feature a gnome that is crocheted. He's completely crocheted. It's really cute. So I thought I'd do that. I don't just being silly. Let me go back here. Okay. So did you want to ask one more?
Yeah, hit it again. Hit it again.
All right.
Hit it again.
All right. That's fine.
You were too horrified by my answer.
Nah, we like it. Like I said, we like to have fun.
So you like rotting flesh, huh? Well, here's a gummy bear. All right.
That's fine.
Number 2, the crown. If you could crochet a story into a series or show, which would you choose?
Wait, is it what I have to write?
If you could crochet a story into a series or a show, it could
like
be
stop action, like this.
Okay.
This GIF, like if you can do that with crochet, what would it be?
I mean, I have actually crocheted my cover for a goblin story. So.
Do you have it?
The goblet is upstairs.
Oh, okay. Darn.
I will share the image on social media later. But it's called Goblins and Grandmas, and it's a little.
Oh my!
Yeah,
And you crocheted the cover?
I made the goblin and set it up. I should have had the rocks I've crocheted. I was bored one day. I was like, I don't care. I'm making a rock. but an actual movie or show that people have watched.
Yes, I did, Alex.
Yes, he did.
Oh my god, that is really funny.
I'm trying to think of the show. I think it would be comical to add it to like Grey's Anatomy or something when they're doing the surgery, and they're just going in instead of their like actual knives to cut and everything turns into needles and it's yarn effect.
I'm just like picturing like a weird version now of like the Peter Gabriel sledgehammer video from the 80s.
Yes.
But it's with crochet.
Yeah.
Like that's just what I'm picturing right now.
That would
is a
be
perfect
awesome.
idea.
That would be awesome, especially with the chickens dancing. You know the.
But I'm thinking like Grey's Anatomy version of that with crochet, but it's the Peter Gabriel video. Oh, good Lord!
All right, we're not. We need to save some questions for later.
Let's go back to books.
Yeah, let's go. No, hold on. Let me stop sharing. There we go. Okay, so that's going to lead into this, and I know I have it out of order because I started with Sunset Sovereign, but I wanted to feature these two together. So tell us about these guys. So The Unchosen is your very first book, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It is. So I've done writing for a while, but this is the one I wanted to try to go for traditional originally with. And that's a long, hard path, as both of you guys know. I remember you guys talking about that. Was on Philip's channel when you guys said with Tana the Tender Sword, and then Bill, you did one with your other series too.
Mm-hmm.
It is hard.
Oh yeah.
And I don't blame them. Actually, now having seen the other side of people like asking for various kind of help and everything, I'm like, oh wow, it does look alike after a while.
Yep.
So I give agents so much respect for trying to work with what they get. Book one I wrote, continued to rewrite, and I was probably on like the 12th re-edit of it, rewriting it, and I was like, I just gotta let this book go. I know it's a series and I cannot let it go. So I just decided I was never going to get it done, so I was going to go self-publish.
Yep.
And just go from there. And then before I finished writing a Stray Chosen, I wrote the entire draft, and then I had to jump into Sunset Sovereign, and then I went back and edited the Stray Chosen. I guess last year? Yeah, that was last year.
Yeah, because that just came out, in the fall, right?
Yes, August, yep. But they are Portal, it's a reverse Portal fantasy. She's originally actually from the other world, doesn't remember it. I play into the amnesia trope. And I was obsessed with like Avatar and the element idea bending, but I wanted to add plants in. I know they add plants in later, but wasn't soon enough. But I liked doing that, and the idea of just flying cities and exploring how this idea of a relationship vanishes if someone forgets everything and they become a new person. And how does that other person react to losing them? Do they still support them? Do they still wish to be around them? And then they kind of project on that person. How does the main character who forgot everything handle and deal with that? They're not being a villain. The other one, they're just trying to help reclaim what was. But things changed. And because she was also originally part of a change that was happening in the fantasy world, she was reaching out to some old magical allies that the country was, and the gods were like, no, don't do that. That led to kind of the spark of the world being forced to change.
So your main character in this, because I was reading up a little bit on it, was Fia. It's Fia. Right, and she's not only lost her memory, but she has magic. So she's like a magic user. What is the magic like? What?
So she is able. In the first book, she can only make pretty lights. She can make it light, kind of make it dark. By the end of the book, she struggles with her magic. But she was supposed to be this god-chosen leader who's super powerful and blessed by the gods, and all she could do is make a light bulb. Whee! And so she's feeling to struggle to protect against herself with these people who are mad that she was trying to make connections with these older people. And
We try, Mike. We try.
so the other ability she used to have in the past was she could make portals, and she was so powerful she was accidentally made one to our world, but she could make them across the world, her old world. But now she can't. So why? What happened? And that's the other thing. So as she ran back to the other world, she's now trying to figure out how to get home, and then the memories are coming back, and she's feeling lost on who am I? And that's what a lot of book 2 addresses. Do I actually want to go home? Do I not?
Okay. So it's really a story about finding her lost self, but
and reclaiming the world to what she thinks is right.
How interesting. That's what kind of world is it? So is it like a fantasy medieval world, or is it like?
So there is no, in the old world where she was part of in that region, there is no metal. Because they're able to grow their food instantly. They're able to actually grow houses, either using the ground itself or trees themselves to grow and branch out that way. Same with chairs and furniture. You could do that. You can make your own heat with people who could use fire magic if need be. And, I evolved different cultures between nomad cultures being in the wind and ocean. They would travel that way, and how those intermingled, because thanks to portals actually being created, you didn't always need to travel. Travel's actually kind of like, why would you take I don't have horses, but it was something like that. Why would you take one? Why would you wander and walk? You could just take a portal and get out.
Right.
So
that's really interesting. And you're saying that she is a, even though she's an amnesiac, she's a chosen one character. And that trope is also very interesting. How is it unique? Like, what are you doing to make it your own?
That gets addressed more in book 2, because by the end of book 1, through the second half of book 1, the people no longer want her as their chosen leader. By the end of book 1, the gods no longer want her either. But they can't pick a new one until she is gone. And book 2, I actually add in another side point of view of someone who is fully believing in the gods and everything they do, and how she is destroying that kind of belief, and how she is causing, mayhem, destruction by bringing all this kind of stuff going on in. And so it's a fight kind of. That's why they want to get rid of her. She was causing a change, And so my cat's about to visit us. But so that was, do not hit the power button. Okay, come here.
Oh.
Perfect.
Nothing like some cat mayhem.
That's right. Professionals here. As your dog's in the background, Dewey scratching at the door, I can hear.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Wait.
Okay, good. She just took the microphone and ran. Sorry about that. But
no worries at all.
Oh, she's a terror. Yeah, an action scene. There you guys go. Gotta keep it exciting here.
It's a reenactment.
But yeah, so that's kind of the main. I like watching how a culture changes with time and those kind of pivot bits, with even just within fantasy. So I wanted to figure out what was that pivot point, what actually sparked it. Her ex-lover, I guess you could say, they peacefully broke up because she lost her memory. He even has to he had accepted.
Yeah,
He even regrets actually through the end of book 2 of meeting her. Big spoiler on that. And that was just kind of, I loved that arc of studying things.
So will the third book have the word chosen in it as well in the title?
Yes, I already have it figured it out. I'm working on drafting it. I have it outlined. You
just need a 4-month deadline and
yes,
all that stuff there, right?
Yes. Oh my goodness, yes. Ready for another question before thinking about that.
Well, yeah, you have. So the Unchosen was 2022, and then Sunset Sovereign was the next year, 2023, right?
Yes,
And
that is
so
right.
so you got a book split between your trilogy here, which is really pretty interesting. How you threw in a book 4 months between a
Yeah.
trilogy book. I mean, it was just like whoa.
Yeah, not the best marketing move. I'll
Like,
just
don't
say
mind me.
that. You should do it every 60 days. But I do plan on finishing it just to show that I can finish it and everything.
I love the covers. I love the is it Yggdrasil or the Tree of Life on the second cover?
Yes, it is. Oh,
Okay.
that makes me so happy you recognize that because that is a key part in the entire world and story.
Very
I did
cool.
get the first cover redone because I lost contact with the artist. And let's see if I can line that up.
Oh,
This
hold
is
on, hold on. Let me.
So yeah, this is the proof copy, but I got it all redone now. So it looks more
Ooh.
on par with book 2. But yeah, there's hidden little portals on there. It's hard to see with the
Okay,
yeah.
that is.
Let's see if I can find there's the tree again.
Ooh. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's nice. So you're gonna have a relaunch then with the new cover. Is that what we're hearing?
It's launched.
Oh, it's already launched. Okay, never.
I was March. I was supposed to do all this stuff, and I was just like, "Why did I plan everything this month?" Yeah. That was
that's the indie life, right? We just
yeah, we just do things.
We just do it. It's
Make up rules as we go.
Yes. Oh my gosh, when I was looking at like my Q3 plans, I was like, Q3, okay, or Q1 plan. Sorry, I was like, okay, there's 4 quarters in a month. That means there's 3 months in a quarter. No. It was March 10th, and I'm like panic.
Oh,
I love
it's
it.
okay. We're allowed to change our timelines if we want.
Oh yeah.
One of the things we have going for us.
Yes.
All right.
Oh yeah.
All right, it's time for a question. I'm a little nervous. Here we go. Let's ask Laura a question. See what comes. Oh, it's number 6. Okay,
I don't remember all these questions that I wrote. I did this last night, late last night.
All right, we have a candelabra. Let's see. Give us your best hot take about the indie and the self-pub community. This is a dangerous question.
Yes.
So I'm in 2 different universes right now of the fast release as fast as you can of stories. You should have a new one kind of coming out of 120, 150K, maybe 200K if you're ambitious, every 3 to 4 months. Fly it out there. And then I'm also on this enjoy the process. And so my one side is bonkers, and they're like, test any idea. It's great. You'll never know what readers will love.
I don't know what readers like anymore.
Literally, one of the top stories on that website is about a rock falling down a hill. You look up Demon Tree Cultivation. It's sold a ton of copies, and it's just about a tree. The main character's a tree. So, like, test anything. If you want to be a hit on there, talk about chickens and cultivation. Like, I was laughing looking on what's popular there right now. 3 stories deal with that. So, don't be. My hot take, I guess, would be people are always say like you have to know how to market. At the same time, it doesn't matter. You'll just sometimes someone will pick up your book and you don't know. Don't try to perfect it as much as you think you will. Like, I know we strive, but that's not how we're going to find the readers. I mean, I tried perfecting that one 10 rounds.
Yep.
4 months.
Yep.
And guess which one pays for my writing?
Yep. Love that hot take. Apparently, me not wearing a hat is like throwing people off.
It did throw me off. I was like, wait.
Brandon Bill without a hat feels. Oh, but he has such great hair. You need to show it off.
Some days it works. No, that's not. I really, I will agree with you though on that one, Laura. I don't think it's really a hot take. It's more of just like truth. I mean, marketing sucks. nobody likes the market, and I don't think it really works.
It doesn't. Like, I started listening to people say, like, oh, you got to spend this much money here. Do it this way. Make sure you advertise that. All I did and like listen, and then I listened to this other person who the title is I like gold, and it's about a gold digger. Ta-da!
Oh,
and
wow.
it's actually an entertaining story, by the way. Fantastic writing. I loved it. It's great. But what about that sounds appealing? Like, it was basic, and not to be rude on that, but it was the blurb that sold it on me. And then I went to the chapter and went from there, and but that person didn't know it was going to click with me. They didn't know they were going to get this one big name author go like, everyone check out this book. They didn't know. They didn't reach out to that author, Wow.
So you're saying that luck is a big part of it?
Yes, a lot of it. Like, a lot. You could, yeah. Unless you somehow decide to make it your full-time life.
Yeah.
Which then, I mean, that's a luxury for some if they could afford to do that and everything. And for others, cross your fingers.
Yep. And it's Mike Roberti left already, but he always talks about it's like the same circle.
Yes.
And like you got to break out of that circle, and the only way to do that is kind of luck.
Yeah, and you also got to just try, but not retry over and over. I mean, that's why I'm testing the cereal area. Just curious what I could do with there. But yeah, I'm worried you're going to pull up that cover right now. Do not pull that cover up, Dewey.
I'm not. But I am going to ask you about some of that extra work, though. But yeah, I don't have the covers for it.
Well, right now I'm doing a joke cover on that website.
Oh, okay.
So it's glorious.
Hey, Bill, we might get away with not being asked a question.
No, we're not going to get away from it, Dewey.
Okay, number three, money bags. Which part of your personal life would you like to most level up, RPG or lit RPG style? Why?
Did you take this from my title?
No, but we talked about you were writing your lit RPG family story, and
so the title of that story is "Honey, I Leveled the Kids."
See, I do things on purpose sometimes.
That was great. That was well played out. Which part of my life would I like most to level up RPG style, and why? Probably if I could put more points in stamina and focus, those.
Yep.
Like, you think I try to run a 5K every week. I still can't keep up with energy. I can't. I drink coffee to try to keep up with life. What's a sleep schedule?
Mm-hmm. Especially with kids, young kids.
Did you say 5K every week?
Dewey's like flabbergasted that you talk about running 5K.
As I eat my gummy bear, I'm like, wow.
You do know what that processed drink is. Right?
Yeah, 5K is like a month goal for me.
Hey, everyone does things different. I have a kid that likes to be all, let's ride to the candy store today. It's only 2.5 miles away.
I love it. Awesome. Yeah.
I think stamina would be like a lot of people's choice to level up.
Yes. And there's times I also wonder, like, do I have bad focus or do I just have a lot of interruptions? Like, I'll do quiet internet times and I'll still have 6 interruptions.
Well, so I think age though, with like all the stuff going, like internet, doom scrolling, social media, we don't have attention spans anymore. Like even us that had them back in the day, we don't have them anymore. I used to have a good memory. I can't remember anything.
He used to have a really good memory. He can't remember anything now. It's gone.
No. I don't know if you said that yet. I feel like deja vu just happened.
Yep. Exactly. The cat just went by again, right? It's like the Matrix glitch.
Yes.
So you brought up your other book and your other things that you're doing. I want to ask you, because I looked at that you also, because Bill and I are co-authors, that you're a co-author with somebody, right? Is that like off my dock. Is
Oh my
something
gosh,
that-
how did you find that?
Dewey has his
Yeah.
sources.
Yeah.
It's called Off My Dock. It's you and someone named Constance. Do I have
Yes,
that right?
Constance
Okay.
Orr. She's actually the one who did the internal artwork.
Okay. Awesome.
Oh,
So that's a serial, though, right? Or it's something.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
tell,
well, yeah.
tell us
we
about
had to
those
put it on-
adventures.
We had to put it on hold because we both signed up for the Derby and wanted to focus on that. And I
Okay.
don't know how. She was also keeping up with her own other serial on the same time while writing Derby. Constance can write fast and speed. When she's like, I'm going to focus for an hour, I'll just pump out 1,500 words, 2,000, That's
Oh,
her. It's
how fun.
incredible.
Did you? It's a pirate, if I recall.
Yeah,
like,
so it's a
I was
science
reading.
fiction pirate story that it was originally inspired by a silly magazine. It was pirate spaceships, I think is all it was.
Ooh.
I mean,
And we
that's
just-
a good prompt. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, we just had fun with this idea of like, what if they're trying to break their pirate ship crew out of jail on this like sea wave planet, and we went from there. And then it was an AI sassy. Of course, it has to be sassy, but it turns out it's actually a person, not on the ship, not an AI.
Oh.
Like the Wizard of Oz.
Yes.
basically.
Yes, it was basically kind of like that. And we, of course, have this is the super powerful ship. And what happened before was it turned out Shard was his name, stole the ship once. And that's why his crew ended up in prison, was because they got busted. But he had to free them again before they got executed. So he's like, well, I did it once. I could do it again. And that's where the story begins, is him stealing the ship to free his crew. And the AI goes, I know this guy. Like, he lets him sneak on board and everything. So that was the story idea. And of course, this poor captain's trying to prove that she is worthy of this ship. She will make sure it never gets lost like the last guy. And she's going bonkers that, like, why is the AI acting up? Like, what is going on? And the captain pirate is not smart. Shard is not. He's like, there's no way I could sneak military guns on the plane or on the ship, but I can do smoke bombs. So that is how he chases everyone off the ship, is by using smoke bombs. Well, the AI was like, that's not going to work. Whatever, I'll just ignore it. And then his sensors are actually going off because, well, they're advanced and they're looking for, if the infrared can't actually make a connection, it's going to set off the signal. And he's like, no, ignore it. So now he's getting mad at the pirate that he let him on because he thought it'd be funny, but now it's now annoying because the ship's now all wet.
And this,
Oh, my
and how
gosh.
far did you get in this story?
Oh, we want to go back because we were just having so much fun, but things got, I want to say we did 40. We had it fully outlined, but we just both were burnt after Derby
Yeah.
was the big thing. And then I got focused on Astray, and then she's written a full duology since then and got kind of burnt out working on that. Yeah, it's like 220,000 words kind of thing. I mean, when she writes fast. And she's working on rewriting it right now, and that's going to be a great story when that comes out. I can't wait to promote that one. I've beta read the first book, so I'm biased. But that is one I definitely want us to get back to and have fun with it, because it was just funny humor. I mean, we did so many silly innuendos. Pirate has a chocolate bar problem too. He's always slipped. Like, we thought that was always a funny idea, is when he knocks guards out there in the security hut and he sees they're eating chocolate, he will stop rescuing his crew and grab the chocolate.
I
As
was
you do.
Right.
You really need to go back to this and release it on the whole, because this just sounds really fun. And like the humor stories are really popular these days.
Oh yeah.
I mean, somebody like Dave Lawson out there, I mean, he's got a funny story.
Yes.
So I think that you should really try to get back to this. I want to read it. No.
And that title is awesome. Off My Dock. I mean, that totally makes sense now. Like everything
If you
you've
just
said is like,
changed one letter, that was the joke on it.
yeah, I got it. You want to change the K right at the end?
Yes.
Good job, Dewey. Way to keep this show PG.
Thank you.
We were so excited when we finally had the like title set in the story. Get off my dog! We're like, we did it. Oh, it took us to chapter like 24, I think it was.
Oh my gosh. All right. I guess I need to dive back into the questions because we have two more and then a scary one.
You're such a baby.
I'm afraid. All right, here we go. Can y'all hear it? Like,
There we go, Dewey.
ah!
He wasn't even paying attention. That's
I wasn't paying
He
attention.
was so worried. He was hearing the tick down that happened in his own ears. Tick, tick, tick.
All right, you get to ask us a question.
The arts, who came up with the idea originally for Tana the Tendosaur? Was it based off art initially, or was it based off the just fun story kind of idea initial, a prompt?
Who came up with the idea for it?
Yeah.
Where did the story come from, Dewey?
Oh, from me, mostly.
Well, did you start doing it because all the art in there I love, and my son loves it actually.
Oh, well, thank you.
I see. Did you play with like different art styles with it?
Yes, I did.
Alex got it right.
Alex,
I'm
I
gonna
am
have to replay
excited.
this with my kid later. He's gonna be so excited.
I'm excited. Way back in the medieval times when I was first starting this, I initially wanted to do this as a graphic novel, and so I had a version of the story, mostly with Cobbs. He's disappeared in this book, but it was with Cobbs in my graphic novel, and it was more of an anime style then. And so that just as the story evolved, it became more silly and fun and whimsical, and I can't suppress the humor. So the style
Is that where Bill
morphed.
came in?
So, yeah, Bill came in to rein me in. Where the humor part of it really dictated the style of it. Just the style of Galdefort and Tana, and with the big eyes, and just the drawing style of it just seemed to make sense. So yeah.
on the vein of your web or your serial, at one point Dewey was doing a web comic.
Oh yeah,
Tana, but it was called Spore Hunter.
Mhm.
And there was like spores, like the mushrooms and the spores were taking over the town of Appin's Way, as opposed to them having to go get a quest type thing. And I think you did like 5 or 6 chapters or something like that.
No, I only did the first chapter, but I got to the end where Galdefort finds Tana. But it was a long webtoon, like so. That was on Webtoons, and yeah, so she was a spore hunter,
I'm
and
gonna
so
have
she.
to look for this.
It's not. I deleted it.
Yeah,
I got mad.
Webtoons let you do that?
I still have some of the artwork though, Laura. I'll share some and show you.
I have the whole thing. I just got mad one day and deleted it. So I'm done. Us crazy artists.
Yeah,
I get it.
that's how Dewey is.
Yeah.
That is that because I find the style fun, but then I've seen the art you've done for Bill's kind of your novella, your short story one.
Yeah, the novella cover,
Yeah, and that is such a jump. I am not great at spotting the same artist. Yeah, that one, Crossodds. I
This
loved
guy.
it though. Yeah.
Yeah, this was fun. I dug into my old training as a comic artist, and just made it realistic as I could. But I loved drawing that cover. That was fun. That was a fun cover to do. Okay, what's another question, Laura?
I gotta
And
think of one for Bill.
hopefully it's for Bill. Yeah.
I got it. Oh yeah, I gotta get you both. Okay.
That's okay. I like getting Dewey because it's fun.
Let's see. I can ask Dewey, did you ever make Bill draw? Like, did you ever get frustrated with him about drawing critiques and go, "You draw it," and he responded back with like a stick figure?
Okay, I used to be able to draw pretty decent. I was actually a pretty good artist back in the day, but then I transitioned out of it into writing, and now I can't draw for crap.
I get it.
Like so Dewey did my headers on my my adult series, right?
Yeah, the one right behind you. Yeah.
And at one point, he was very busy with work, and I was getting ready to start getting into the formatting and putting it together before release. And yes, Alex, it is. Technology is my weakness. I actually bought a tablet to try to draw and learn how to do that crap, and it just no. I can do pencil and color pencil and stuff like that, but the digital drawing, no,
I'm so bad at it.
Not me. I can't. Like it's not my thing. But I can't really draw as well as I used to anymore, and it's okay. I'd rather write stories.
I'm totally with you there. Like, when I hired an artist to commission kind of stuff, I feel bad. I write like 4 pages because I'm like, I don't know what you could do. I don't know if you're seeing it the way I see it. Here's like some random compositions, and if this mind garbage doesn't make sense, let me know.
So I've done a few commission artworks for a few folks, and
Alex being one of them. In the
yeah,
show.
Alex is one. Well, Alex was really good. He gave me a great description. But sometimes you get that kind of mood description. This is my mood. This is what I'm kind of going for. But it's a very big. It's a big circle, and you're trying to hit the middle of it with the target, and so that can be the fun part, is trying to figure out what's the vision here. And for Bill's story with the Unlucky Evens, you told me pretty explicitly what you wanted for the cover, but what was fun was just drawing the whole mood of it, because it's a very moody book, novella. And
just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
A little bit.
All right. Can we ask you another question?
Yeah, do these. Let's finish these out.
All right, let's see which one's next, and then we'll go from there. Okay. Number 1, the chalice. If Vakandi flew into any other fictional world, which one would it be?
I actually think he would have a blast in Fourth Wing. Oh my gosh.
Sorry. I'm eating this big bag of gummy bears. Fourth Wing is like, oh
my gosh. But no, like when I listened to the first book and the narrator did, why am I blanking on the big dragon's name? I was like, yeah, that's how I hear Vikandi's voice in my head. And then when the big dragon has to babysit a little dragon, pretty much that whole story. And a reviewer told me this, that Vikandi was like him because he gets frustrated at having to babysit this baby dragon. He was like, I'm going to bond with a human. You're a baby. You can't, and you did it. And he has to protect her because he promised he would. And I mean, it's literally, that's part of the side story from the dragon's point of view. And I could totally see Vikandi coming in and going, I know.
I feel like, yeah, Poppy's got a point. I think this would be like a good series where he just like hops into different stories and has to babysit.
Yes.
It's like the Babysitters Club, but with Vikandi.
just write random 1-page spin-offs, fan fictions.
Oh,
exactly. It's a short story collection.
Dewey, you okay with that gummy bear?
Yeah, no, I'm fine. Fortunately, gummy bears dissolve. So they just kind of leave a fruity flavored taste in my trachea, but that's
Tomorrow you'll sneeze up bread or something.
Oh, God. might have to replace Dewey with Laura as my co-host. Death by Gummy Bear.
like
That's how you go through us, whoever survives.
No better way to go. No better way.
I mean, that's
All
probably how he would want to go out, right, Dewey?
I love gummy bears. All right, here we go. Number 5. Give us the perfect soup recipe, aka what is Vakandi's recipe, and please justify how soup equals fantasy, aka not porridge.
Okay, well, that's a fair point. Porridge is more oats and grains, and that cooks differently. Whereas soup, you got to start with the stock, which is so key and important. Usually, a good stock, in my personal opinion, is you get like your leftover fat bits, maybe onion and garlic, any kind of root stuff. You know, parsnip if you want to be smart, and you burn it on the bottom, which is perfect for Vakandi because he will fail initially. So he'll burn that, and then you kind of just let that sit there, and then you pour in water and let it kind of soak up that burn, and then you start scraping it around. But I mean, toss in like a whole onion, the whole garlic clove. Go from there, and then you want to get your salts added in, which way you could have it. Either if you are by the sea, added it in with the seaweed salts, add in with soy sauce if you want, or bacon fat. Bacon again is just amazing. It's perfect for that. And then you chop up, add your carrots, celery. I like celery because of its salty taste. I found out it's weird. I eat celery straight. People find that odd.
Really?
I like it straight.
Me too. That's
good.
It's crunchy, and yeah.
I really only eat celery in soup, so
yeah. See, so you add all that. I don't add noodles generally because those just get soggy with time. So Vakandi wouldn't do that in his never-ending soup. They just break apart. Same with potatoes. You don't put those in there. It makes it gross later. But you could do the same with mushrooms. You add that, and if those dissolve slowly with time, or you could strain them out and add fresh veggies 20 minutes before serving, and that's your. There you go. And you, Mike. Mike, when I'm at a con with you, I'm just.
Asked this question is because in the Sunset Sovereign, the heroine is trying to attack the dragon, and the dragon just goes, "Here, have some soup," basically. Yes. And that's how the plot happened, like the story happens.
And she's so cautious of it. Okay, he's gonna cook me in this pot.
Yep. So the soup is like a big, like Mike mentioned far earlier in this chat, was you got to mention the soup. Well, yeah, the soup is the basic MacGuffin of the story.
It is. And
that's awesome.
Simmer. You got to burn things. You got to let it simmer, and then you got to water it down with your tears.
Yep.
This is some tear soup. I flavored it myself. Oh my. That's awesome.
Now, that was a little video I did to market it. I was like, you toss it a whole onion, you toss this, and then to add water, just crack.
Oh my goodness. I want to ask you, I do have a question for you though. Yes, Mike, there's nothing better than salty tears in your soup or your drink. So I do want to ask you about your hobby, if you don't mind, which is you crochet, right?
Yeah.
Is that a hobby of yours? Like,
yes.
Is it? I love that. I love that because I'm going to start crocheting. I don't know if you've seen these. They're woobles. This is Grumpy Bear, the Care Bear.
Yeah.
Bear. I'm going to start learning how to
awesome.
crochet with him. This little set.
Now, did yours come with the magic ring?
I think so.
Okay.
I got one before that has a magic ring, so it's already started. But I know how to make a magic ring.
Oh, good. I struggled with it. I failed like 30 times until
they're hard.
There's like 20 different ways you could do it too.
Yeah, for sure. Do you do woobles or do you do like from scratch?
I do it from scratch. I've been doing it for a while.
She's past that, Dewey. Come on.
Well, yeah, but
these
little set. Yeah, I know. Like when we went to the Renaissance, they have a Renaissance festival here near my home here in Texas, every year, and there's this booth where this lady makes their handmade amigurumi, I think is what they're called. It's what these are, the
Yeah,
little
amigurumi.
characters.
Yeah.
But her whole booth is just filled with them, with like Pooh Bear and mushrooms and all these really interesting. And I said, "Do you get these from like China or somewhere?" She's like, she got so offended. She's like, "No, I make them." She pulled out her whole thing and showed me.
Oh
I thought,
yeah.
I
There's
thought,
many
oh
ones you can do
wow.
within 100 stitches. I have one, and that's for not one, but I have the instructions to make a gnome in 100 stitches, and I want to do that.
That is so awesome. That's awesome.
Why don't
I
you have
need.
like an Etsy page or something then for that?
Because the problem is people will make orders, and then I have to make it.
You're good on a deadline though.
I am so like I have my time lately is it's been I was like finally starting to get ahead, and then I got a message of, "Hey, we're gonna be at your house in 2 days," and I'm like, I'm sorry, what? We're gonna stay there for 2 weeks. So I what?
God.
Wait,
No
this
heads
was
up. Yep.
this was family, or who's this?
Family. Yep.
Why did they do that?
Oh, no.
I mean, I just filed say no.
Yeah, that's
No,
just
you're not. There's a hotel 2 miles from here.
that's just how it goes. At times. I was like, okay. But
Oh,
yeah, so they were very understanding with my writing and everything. They're very supportive
good.
of it. So they understood that once
You
the
need your
kids go to
time.
sleep, I have to write because I have
Yeah.
a deadline and stuff. And they were very, very supportive of that.
Well, that's
So-
good at least.
well, as we're wrapping up, I do want to ask you what's next for you. What's next on the docket?
I guess I've been gossiping this around. I am going back to Sunset Sovereign World.
Oh.
It is a standalone. There will be a cameo for Gandhi, but you don't need to read Sunset Sovereign to
Is
know
he going to
that.
be babysitting?
That would be great. I'm still trying to play with it because I like the big feels stories, I guess. So I'm working on trying to plot it out, and the concept came to me last year, but then it got too personal and I didn't want to touch it. I wanted more breather, but it was still an idea I very much wanted to explore. So that will be on there once I get better control of my web serial of Honey, I've Leveled the Kids also. So
Fantastic. So, and where can people find all your stuff?
I'm bad at updating. I have a Substack of Laura SFF author.substack.com. You can find me on Instagram with the same handle of Laura SFF author kind of thing. I have a Ko-Fi store if you want to buy any signed copies. All of this
Oh, wow.
I have in like a link tree if you ever find me on any of the stuff.
So the link tree I have linked in the description for the video. So
That makes
if
it
they
a lot easier.
if they can go there, then it looks like a hub for everything. So
Yes.
that's what it sounds like. Perfect.
And then if you
Awesome.
find me as CD Hook anywhere, yes, that is me.
I need to add that, but otherwise known as alias of.
Yes.
Well, Bill, do you have anything to wrap up with?
No, this was fun. This was good, and I'm glad you got to nail Dewey with some questions because didn't die with his gummy bears, so that's always good.
Yeah, there's still the lingering flavor.
Yeah, but
I'm pretty sure that was a strawberry one, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, so red tomorrow.
Might have been the mango. Oh,
ooh, mango. So yeah, no, Laura, if you have any last anything you want to say, does anybody in the chat have any questions that we haven't asked aside from Poppy? What's next off Laura's dock?
Yes, I will. I do got to get to that because we do have multiple people kind of asking all that. Like, when are you going to come back? Because it's been on hiatus for a year.
I mean, I want to read this now. I'm like really want to read it.
I've got the link.
Perfect.
Perfect. You
Are
can
you
share
doing
that.
Steel City in April next year? Mike wants to know.
I got to confirm that date. My son's birthday is around that time, and I always do kind of special things. So I just got to make sure that if it's not that weekend,
important things.
Yeah. I know. I'm still smothering my children. I mean, loving my children.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Mike's doing a good job trying to push me to go to cons. I actually have my first con next month
Ooh.
in Licking County Library one, and then I also have the big Ohio con and the Columbus.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So
Well, good
And
luck.
you have a booth and everything. You're
Yeah.
gonna be there. Like, that's awesome.
I'm in the indie areas, not the big booth kind of stuff. So
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Pozole. I never got into Moen though. But every December I gotta get myself a can of Himoni and make pozole. I love it.
Yeah. Stay away from a noodle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Not a fan of that stuff. So, well, Laura, thank you for joining us. This was fun. And yeah, I'm really excited now about this off the dock story.
I hope you have fun with it. Tony, Shard, and how am I breaking on the main captain's name?
It's okay.
We named the villain Sisyphus. We hate that because we kept mistyping the name. So we hate him. We keep going, he's vanished.
I love that name. Wow. That's perfect.
Yeah, we were bad.
That's
All right.
awesome. Well, everyone, thank you for joining us. The chat was great. It was popping off. It was really good. Thanks for joining us. Go buy Laura's books. I have started The Unchosen, but I didn't get very far. I got through the first chapter, so I will finish. But The Sunset Sovereign was a fantastic book, so definitely go read that. Go get that if you haven't read it. And then, yeah, next week we're having on the show, we're having my old critique partner, one of my other critique partners from the same time I met Dewey. Sam Parrish is another indie author that I don't have the books I'd show you, but she's going to be joining us. And yeah, looking forward to talking there. And thank you again, Laura, for coming. We will see you next week. And have a good night. Now we do our awkward wave until we end the stream.
I'm
And
doing